Welcome to Studio Wildfire. This is Tailz, and I'm going to be continuing my build of a monastery adventure map, which is going to be the central hub of a settlement in my adventure world. So, let's have a look at what we built already. If I just, press the right button. Here we go. Okay, so we have the main hallway. This is where the resident deity will be seeing people. This is going to be a clergy wing where they have their own private little chapel. They have their own accommodation, and there's going to be an upper level, which we'll make in a bit. Then, now I'm actually basing this off a rather famous chapel, a monastery. Here's the map that I downloaded. You might be able to work out what it is, but I'm just using this as a basic idea. So let's go back. So we've got our cloister, which is this area here. Now it looks like we have something called refectory, which I'll have to Google what on earth that is, but it's just here, down at the bottom of the cloister. So I'll put in a building about here, but it'll be a separate standalone building from this one. So let's start. So I'm using the stonework map tiles. Let's just grab. Okay, so I might just flesh out the walls first. So I go to the correct folder, grab these walls. Okay, so start with the corner. Go to my move tool, switch it over to move the active layer, because I find pick a layer it's great for just grabbing stuff on the fly, but it can cause problems. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. So I'm going to make it line up with the pool. And that one there. And then the edge of this building, which is there. And I'll probably make it double story. I'll have to Google what a refectory is. So, where did they make the entrance? Here and here. I'm not certain what that wall is. Well, I'm just going to have a standalone building. I'll have a doorway here, coming onto this walkway. So let's make that. For those who don't know, I am building this in Gimp, which is a great little graphics editing program. It's pretty much Photoshop free. I use Photoshop a lot more. I'm used to Photoshop, but I prefer, if I'm using map tiles, I actually prefer the snap. You can see here I've got the grid on. It's just these little crosses. So it's showing me the map grid. Now, I find grid snap in Gimp is actually better than Photoshop. Although Photoshop is my preference for graphics editing, just doing map construction like this, where I'm using ready-made assets, I'm not actually making anything. Like I'm not going to be sitting here and drawing this individual wall, because I've got all these ready-made assets. In that sort of case, I prefer Gimp because the snap is great. You know, the layer control palette is fantastic. It's not fantastic. It's pretty standard. Pretty much all graphics editing programs have some sort of palette, and they follow this style of palette. But the main thing for me was the grid snap. I find in Gimp, it just has a nicer feel to it. So you can just, you know, go to your assets, drag and drop across, plonk, 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 and, you know, it works perfectly fine. And the tools are a good approximation of Photoshop tools, how everything works. This would be a different question if I was building this map from scratch. Like I don't have assets, I'm making the walls and like drawing them. In that case, I probably would be doing the entire thing in Photoshop. And I'll stream doing that on different maps. Like I'm probably, once I finish getting all the walls and everything in place with this, I'll probably import it into Photoshop and do all fine tuning and tweaking and getting everything the way that I like it in Photoshop. And then I'll export a flat JPEG, which I will use in, you know, could be Foundry, could be Fantasy Grounds, could be Roll20. I apologize if I sound a little nasally today. I've got a funny feeling I'm coming down with a cold. And also, if there's loud barking in the background, I'm looking after my sister's dog. And if there's hyperventilating in the background, that's my mother's dog being paranoid because Mum is out. And he's like, "Oh no, my master has left me all alone." Yeah, so he sort of hyperventilates when his dear mum is no longer here. But anyway, enough about annoying dogs. Annoying doggos. My sister's dog is not annoying. She's beautiful. My mum's dog is a pain in the ass. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what to do with this building. I'm thinking it's listed on the map as being a refectory, but I have no idea what a refectory is. I'm not going to look it up, because this is not going to be like, it's a monastery, but it's a monastery for adventurers. This building is actually built for an angel that has become trapped on the cube. The cube is my little puzzle world, and the angel has set up this sort of quasi-religious organization to help adventurers. So the angel provides healing and, you know, spiritual assistance, even though on the cube everybody is cut off from their deities, because everybody's pretty much from everywhere else on the cube. The cube is a world that kidnaps people from their realms of reality and deposits them randomly across the world of the cube. And the cube itself is a giant puzzle world. No one really knows why the cube was created or who created the cube. There's plenty of theories. There are gnomes who believe that the cube was created by Mechanos, the god of puzzles and machines and innovation. They believe that he created it for them as a world where gnomes can live safely, away from the persecution of other species and races and whatnot. So they have a bit of a superior. They think the world of the cube exists specifically for them. It may. They're not. A lot of species think the world exists just for them. There are some that think it was created as a testing ground by the gods to test out creation before creation was put into practice. Who knows? They might be right. They might be wrong. Who knows? But here we go. But anyway, back to this. So there's the Monastery of Castledine, with the angel Merx, Merx, I think is it spelled. I'm just eating a biscuit. Now I'm going to change this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yummy biscuit. It's the best thing about Christmas. Is you get to eat lots of yummy sweet food. Nom 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 nom. So let's put this here. So I'm going to make this like 2 little rooms here and here. I might make it staircase, possibly. Okay. Because I may change what these rooms are for. But I'm actually thinking this will be like a dormitory for visitors. And this is when they need someone to stay, they go, yep, put them up in this building. Or this could be the angels' private quarters. Angels need a place to snooze. I'm not sure yet if I'll make the angel a baddie, a bad guy. I like the idea of like a fallen angel or something. But we shall see. Because I was thinking that the angel could be, because the whole idea is that the angel, like everybody else, is stuck here on the cube. So the angel could be, grab that one. So the angel's sort of like, he's providing religious services to good people. And in return, he's receiving their devotion, their prayers, which is, in a way, empowering him like a god. Even though he's not a god, he's an angel. He is an angelic being from a different plane of existence. But since there are no, well, since there are gods here, but there's no real connection to the gods for clerics and whatnot types of people to use or to connect with, he's sort of standing in. He's standing in as a god, or as a quasi-god. Like, he's not really a god. He's an angel. He's an angelic being from a different plane of existence. Outer sight and mind. But he's fulfilling that role in this place, and he's providing healing, teaching. You know, he's got a little confessional stand off to the side where, you know, please tell me your sins, and I'll help you out as best I can. But you know, you're not really going to hell here. When you die, you're pretty much just